All right, guys, how's it going? So, I recently asked you guys if you would like me to introduce a new feature on here where I read you various emails that reach my inbox, right? Now, just because I read an email to you doesn't mean that I believe it or that you should trust the author of the email, right? And I basically ran that by you guys and you went, yeah, do it, Dunk, it sounds good. So I've done one so far and yeah, people were like, yeah, good little feature. So I'm going to run another one by you that came in today, right? Now, before I get into things, my long-term subscribers take the piss when I say this, but I've been here 27 years, right, with Cop Talk, almost 3 decades, and I consider myself quite experienced, and, you know, I can spot usually when people are chatting shit and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And I do know a lot of people. And I just think it's important that you know that. You don't just think I'm just some random mush, you know, just like saying, oh, I've received an email about Liverpool. And I get emails all the time, right? All the time. For example, right, this isn't the email that I'm going to be going over with you. But some of you will remember last year, someone continually contacting me and reaching out to various journalists, trying to say that they were putting or attempting to put a fan-funded takeover of Liverpool Football Club, if you like. And this person reached out to me, well, it says here 29th of April and 30th of April, hadn't done maybe since last year. And I haven't run this by you. I haven't done that at all. Maybe if you want me to, I will. But I have spoke about it before. And if we look at the 29th of April email, and this isn't the one that we're doing. I'm trying to show to you the sort of stuff that I get. So you can see at the top here, it says acquisition of Liverpool FC and Manchester United FC. This is to do with fan groups targeting both clubs. Opening offers $7 billion each. And then there's loads of different people that are copied in on these emails. Some of these email addresses I know and are genuine, but that doesn't mean anything because those people are just receiving the emails, right? And, you know, this says, hi guys, providing you with an update on where we are in regard to the above. That's the potential, you know, trying to acquire Liverpool Football Club, for example. And then there's just like a big email chain, right? A big email chain. I'm not going to go through it now. If you want me to talk about it, I will, but I think I might be wasting your time. And the other one, on the 30th of April, this is apparently an email copied into Sander Westerveld, or Westerveld, if you remember Sander. I'm just going to omit the email address. Again, it says up here, acquisition of Liverpool. And if you see here, it says Sander. That is brilliant news. I have to say thank you, blah, blah, blah. It just this kind of stuff. And I mean, like, these things go on forever and ever and ever. Email chains for forever, right? That someone is, you know, sending around. I've touched on it before previously, just in case you guys ever heard, you know, like if you start to hear, oh, someone's trying to take over Liverpool Football Club or something. I was like, well, I've been receiving these emails and I'm just going to tell you about them. Do you know what I mean? And then there's these various attachments, which some of you guys have seen before. You can see here T7. Look, you can still pause if you want to super, like, you know, zoom in on things. And just like, it's incredible the amount of detail in these emails, right? And I think for me to actually read those emails to you would take forever. So I receive a lot of stuff, right? And I receive stuff from people that I've known for decades that are on the Cop Talk VIP members website that I would trust with my life. People that have worked for Liverpool Football Club, contracted. Trust me, over all them years, you meet a lot of people, right? And it's not like someone, you know, like this is why when I look at these numpties on social media, I'm always amazed at how much they know every day of the week. Yeah, I've been here for nearly 30 years. I've been a season ticket holder, shareholder, spent time with chief executives, the owners, etc., right, out over in America and Canada, with the previous ownership and stuff like that. And I've just worked with the club many times, do you know what I mean? Yeah, you really don't get a lot of info, trust me, right? And I received an email, where is it? It's in my other email account. Oh no, it's not, it's there. I received an email today. It says 2:35, right? So, the point I'm trying to make here, and I know it's a long thing to getting into it, but I've got to lay the foundation or try and explain to you things. So sometimes I get emails from people that I've just met through the website over the years, or members, or people that own businesses that know people socially or professionally, etc., etc. They could be journalists. I've worked with agents, all of it, right? All of it. But sometimes you get emails from random people that you've never heard of before, and they'll say, "Hi, Dunk, I've watched your videos, or you've been following Cop Talk for years, whatever. I've heard this," and you get some amazing stuff. Most of it I don't put out there really, because I always think that you need to. I prefer it when at least two different people come to me that don't know each other and say the same thing, and I think, there might be something in there, right? So, but what I've thought is, if I read these emails out to you as they come in from a wide range of people, you can decide yourself whether it sounds realistic or not, right? So I'm going to read an email to you. And this is from a guy that is a Cop Talk TV channel member. So therefore, they support what I do. They support this community. They are part of the community, but that doesn't mean that what they say is true, or doesn't mean they're accurate, or anything. So I'm not saying that you should believe this person. You know what I mean? It's up to you. And I'm going to read an email to you that they sent in to me today. Now, so I've given you a little bit of info there as to who they are. They know someone that works for Wolves Football Club. Now, in all previous communications with them over the last year or two, just about everything, I can't think of nothing that failed, but every little bit of like what the friend that they claim works for Wolves has told them has actually happened. All right. So, but again, this is up to you. Right? I'm not endorsing anything. I'm not dismissing anything. It's purely your decision. So now, if you see me pause in an email and you're thinking, what's he paused for? That's because I don't want to read someone's name out, right? Or there is definitely something in this email, in the last paragraph, that I think would jeopardize the source, not the source, the person at Wolves. So I can't add that little bit to you. And it would sound a little bit better, maybe make it feel a little bit stronger to you. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not going to do that. And I haven't been told to do it or not, but I don't think it's a good idea. So you also have to remember that when I read these emails out, it's not my English. If it doesn't make sense, I'm not going to change words or anything, right? So it's just exactly as they have written it. And it starts as follows. I have let the cat out of the bag, or we have let it out. Because we previously discussed things, whatever. Wolves were yesterday mooted out about a swap deal about Aït-Nouri and Elliott. And then in brackets, it says, which LFC were not aware of interest. Nothing too much about it, just an inquiry. It shows that your channel is watched by someone at the club. I don't really know what that means, to be honest with you, but that's what it says here. Now, this person, I don't want to say source, this person then says that, this person thinks it's, so when I say this person, I'm not reading their name out. Let's call him Jimmy, right? So this is a made up name. So Jimmy himself thinks it's smoke and mirrors. However, it is something he thinks that the club, Wolves in brackets, could be interested, but it's if we don't sign Kirkes. Now, I know you're probably a bit confused already, but this is exactly what it says, right? And then it says, two other pieces of info. Wolves are going to go in for Kelleher if Sark goes, which Valencia acquired about last month. Now, if you remember, that's the bit I can't read out. There's a suggestion here that Manchester United, there's something here to do with Manchester United, basically to do with potential FFP charges or something, if something isn't ironed out at that club, totally separate to this. And then it goes on, it just says, on a personal note, the Kelleher note, it sounds like a perfect fit for him. And you know that the club is watching you, cheers, and then it's from that person. So I'm just gonna go over it very, very briefly again, because I struggled to understand it a little bit myself when it came in. I have let the cat out of the bag, or we have let it out. The bit here I think that is relevant to us is Wolves yesterday were mooted out about a swap deal concerning, it doesn't say concerning, I'll use his words, about Aït-Nouri and Elliott, in brackets, which LFC were not aware of interest. Nothing too much about it, just an inquiry. It shows that your channel is watched by someone at the club. Billy himself thinks it's smoke and mirrors. However, it's something he thinks that the club, Wolves, could be interested, but it's if we don't sign Kirkus. Did you make any sense of that? Do you get what I'm saying there? And then it mentions Wolves are going to go in for Kelleher if Sack goes. I would have said who Valencia inquired about, but it says which Valencia acquired about last month. So this is what I'm saying to people, like when people sensationalize things, like write a news article, or when they write these exclusives, which are obviously a load of shite, they make them sound exciting and stuff like that, and maybe make it really easy to read. But the real stuff comes in like that. Now, don't get me wrong, maybe I could fire a couple of emails back and say, what do you mean about that, or whatever. But if we look at it, basically, I think what I would use in my language is that yesterday Wolves are sounded out about a swap deal, a potential swap deal involving Aït-Nouri and Elliott, which LFC are not aware of. Something like, maybe that implies like an agent or a third-party agent doing stuff without Liverpool's knowledge. And it does say nothing too much about it, just an inquiry. But then it says it shows that your channel is watched by someone at the club, and that's the bit I don't understand. It has to do with the opening sentence of maybe we've let it out or something. I don't know. But this is my point, right? So I'm going to read. If I've done this video and you're like, don't like these kind of videos, tell me, and I won't do them anymore. But there's stacks of things that I could go through with you. And I'll be honest with you. I would say in the last year of emails that I've received from various people, not one thing has not happened or has not been true or some truth in it. The only one that would cause suspicion, I think, or that people would find exceptionally difficult to believe, is the one to do with this acquisition of Liverpool Football Club stuff. And I think you would... this email here to do with the acquisition of Liverpool Football Club, it claims to be an email sent to Sander Westerwelle saying, that is brilliant news, I have to say. Thank you, and do thank Arne for me, and massive congrats. No need to send any money at all, ever. If all goes well and momentum continues as it is in the coming days, you can buy an annual membership. Ex-players, staff suffering hardship will be gifted their annual membership until they are back on their feet. I know David James is continuing to struggle, and there are others here and at Man U, many hundreds of staff, as we all know. Red, gold or platinum, it is the same for players, staff and fans, whatever one can afford. Delighted Anna is in the loop. Funnily, Jurgen is finding Red Bull a bit of a crappy experience today and would welcome the offer of an elevated position on the board. No more team involvement, he has promised, in brackets, to do with the new ownership group. All that I ask is that between you all, along with Robbie F., who, as you know, desires a leadership role at board level in the club, you sit down with Sir Kenny and Billy Hogan and agree how we collectively approach in a friendly manner John and Tom at FSG, as I have advised their lawyers. I'm going to use the exact English. I have advised their lawyers have our opening offer, which I believe is more than generous. Also a word with Sadio Mane. And in brackets, it says Stevie G, or Robbie has his number. Over in Saudi would not go amiss, right? And it just goes on and on. Like, I'm not talking about one email that someone's just... I'm talking dozens. And if you think about it, this email here to allegedly, or, someone's claiming to have sent to Sander Westerwelle, the email address is there. I don't know Sander Westerwelle's personal email address, but it's here, or whatever it's claiming to be. And then if you think about it, if someone's replying to an email, then in that email chain, there has to be an email, right? And this and this is what I don't know if I don't think I should read that one out, because that person hasn't given me consent. It hasn't been sent to me directly, has it? So that's maybe not a good idea. If you think I'm pulling your chain, which I'd be very disappointed if you thought that. My peoples that have been around here for fucking years know I wouldn't do that. But there's bound to be some toilet head that's new around here. I'd be happy to, to go over these with someone from the community, like that. Rich T's a good lad. He's always in the comments. He's been a VIP member for years. But actually, Rich T's aware of this, by the way. So me and Rich have spoken about it before. I don't think it would be a good idea for me to read out what might be, or someone claiming, even if it's claiming to be from Sander Westerveld, because it's to do with consent and things like that. All right. So, but this is what I'm saying to you. I do get these emails. And I know this one about Aït-Nouri. I think we can work it out there. Aït-Nouri-Elliott kind of deal. Sounds like an agent possibly trying to do something in the background. There is a little bit more in there. Wolves possibly have an interest in Kelleher. The thing is, everything that's been mentioned to do with Wolves and transfers there has actually happened, believe it or not. But as I always say to you, these people that, even this one that is someone that's within the community, I don't know these people personally, you know what I mean? So if it was someone that I was like, that I knew, I'd be like, listen guys, I'm telling you right now. But I don't know if you're going to find this kind of content interesting, to be honest with you. I've got some comments here to do with ex-Dutch footballer Roy Mackay, is it? He spoke on Slot's first season and fellow Dutchman Cody Gakpo. You get all these emails all the time, with stacks and stacks of stuff. Most of the time I don't really use them. But if it's something that you would like me to go with, then I will do it. But you have to realise that this is the real world on here, right? This isn't sensationalism. This isn't like me trying to clickbait you. People will always accuse you of that because the thick as two short planks. But I could make that sound really exciting and change the wording to make it more understandable and more easy for you and easy for you to read. But then I would be interfering with someone else's words. Do you get my drift? So you'll have to let me know. It's hard to go through some of these emails without saying everything in them. And I'm using someone else's English. Let me know. As you can see, I'm thinking, well, maybe they won't like it. I don't know. You let me know. I'll leave it with you. I don't know. That's the emails that I've got at the moment. There are some more in there, but I do get them. And do you know what? Even if some of them are loop-de-loop or just sound ridiculous, at least it might give you a giggle. But what you have to understand is if someone's sending an email to me that is from outside the Cop Talk family, if you like this one to do with a potential fan-funded takeover of Liverpool Football Club, I know for a fact that they've been sending those emails to lots of other people as well, which means you might hear it or see it elsewhere online. But at least if you follow me, you can go, Chubbs told us about that a few weeks ago. Some people already know about this from last year. I can't remember when it was. It sounds like a good idea. It sounds too dreamy for me. I looked at some of the figures that were mentioned in it last year and it was like, do you know what I mean? So is it either someone going to an elaborate hoax? And if they are, why would they do that? I mean, if I showed you how many documents, there's guys, you wouldn't believe it. So is it either someone that really thinks they can do it, or is it just someone trying to wind someone up? And if so, why? Because it doesn't make any difference to me. But I know other people have been copied in. And when I see the other email addresses, I know some of, if it's Kenny Dalglish or something, I know who some of these people's email addresses is. Not that I would use them or that I'm trying to allude or suggest that I'm in contact with the king or something, but I do know. Do you know what I mean, guys? So I'm going to leave it with you. Your feedback is important. And to be honest with you, if you're new to my channel and you're just going to say something stupid, nobody's going to give a fuck what you think anyway. So I'm more interested in hearing from people that have been around here a while that they give me the direction of the channel, what you want me to do. So like the exclusives, people like them. All right, leave it with you. I didn't get to do my video today about Iago Aspas, but I am going to make you suffer and watch it tomorrow. All right, there's a video about Iago Aspas, the former Liverpool ace. I know he's good at corners, don't start. Right, and it was a front page spread in Spain today. Very detailed interview. And there's just a bit in it I really like where he says his mum still tells him off. Do you know what I mean? So my long-term peoples, they know I love Aspas, and they know that, you know, having lost my mum in 2012, that I love it when footballers talk about the mums and stuff and show that the family people and maybe they came from fuck all and then they've looked after the mum and the dad and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So I like this interview. But I can't be arsed now, I'm going to be honest with you. It's 6:10. And I've got things to do. So there you go, that's it. I don't think you'll be seeing my chubby cheeks again today. Hopefully I'll touch base with you in the morning, but you will be subjected to the Aspas video. Right? Right, I'm seeing a bit. What do you think? Are you interested in any of these emails? Let me know. Like I say, I'm not going to change them and make them sound sensational to make them, you know, exciting. This is the real fucking world, guys. All right, if you appreciate the video, if you do like the video, thumbs up the video. I read all your comments, obviously, so do leave a comment. And if you want to get me a beer, I'm having a beer tomorrow. I'm off out tomorrow night. Or a coffee for Sunday morning. Hit the super thanks button. It's a love heart under the video. And I give you a shout out in my morning briefing on the following day on my other YouTube channel. The link is in the video description. It's kind of like Cop Talk 2 one day. You know, you got BBC 1, BBC 2. This is Cop Talk. Cop Talk 2 is my Duncan Oldham channel. All right. And we have a good little laugh on there. All right. So, yeah, but the most important thing is just a comment about things. Did you make sense of that first email? And to the author of the source, I know you'll watch this video, and if you want to follow up, by all means. I haven't got time to do that today, and you know, sometimes I don't know if I've explained it all properly. All right, see you in a bit. All right.